Well, hello. I'd heard someone new had taken up residence on this floor. And I thought since we were going to be practically neighbours, I would take the opportunity to introduce myself and take your measure. I am one of the permanent residents of this hotel. By that I mean I have a permanent room available to me here. Tell me, have you had much time to explore the hotel yet? No? Oh. I would love to give you a personal tour then. I could show you the pool, the restaurant. We could have a drink at the bar, relax in the jazz lounge. Why yes, this place has a jazz lounge. This whole hotel was built in the 1920s, you see, and there has been the utmost effort to keep this place timeless. In my opinion, with a place as luxurious as this, why ever even think of leaving? I surely don't. The name is Briar, by the way. And what's your name? My collar. Oh, well, isn't that curious? I wonder where that spot of blood came from. I'm usually quite careful to keep my attire in perfect condition. I suppose I'm going to have to fetch the bleach again. Oh, what's the matter? You're making quite the curious face. Here. Why not let me take a closer look at you? You don't mind me letting myself in, do you? Interesting. Your eyes have a certain sparkle. I'd love to have them. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just taking you in. Tell me, what business brought you to this hotel? Personally, I'm from the countryside myself. The city was never really for me. It was just my brothers and sisters and I back home. You see, they were quite the pacifists. The type to spend their days looking after trees and flowers and the plants, wasting their time playing pranks on one another. But I never really fitted in with them. It always felt like I was on the outside looking in. You know, when I was a boy, I was wandering through the forest. I used to love watching the animals. They were so much simpler than my siblings, so many less complex emotions, so many more instincts. And it was while I was wandering that my eyes came across an animal I'd never seen before. I was absolutely enraptured by it. So, out of curiosity, I started following at a distance. You see, I was terrified. I might have been gifted to move unseen through the forests, but this beast was new to me, and my heart, oh my heart, it was just pounding in my chest. But no matter what, I couldn't seem to tear my eyes away. So I watched. I watched as the beast listened. I watched as the beast hunted. I watched as the beast stalked its prey. And I watched the beast's final flurry of claws and teeth. And for the first time in a long time, I felt at home. But then the beast slinked away, and its prey was tended to. And this feeling of belonging that I once had faded. I was alone again. Your skin looks so soft. Tell me, do you take any special care of it, or are you simply blessed? You see, I realized I was simply pretending to be what my family wanted me to be. I started playing, embracing my own inner beast, my need to hunt. And when I did, I felt the most at home. Eventually, I plucked up the nerve to tell my family. I felt like if they loved me, if they really, truly loved me, they would accept me for who I was, no matter whether they agreed with me or not. All I hoped for was their love. But instead, they branded me a monster. I just wanted to express myself, so I fled. I felt empty, rejected. My family had abandoned me, and for the first time in my life, I didn't just feel alone. I was truly alone. I wandered aimlessly, and somehow I found myself at the doors of the Hotel Sanguine. I didn't have a dime to spend on a room, you see, but I walked in, and as soon as Achiro's eyes met mine, there was just an understanding. He wrapped a blanket around me. He took me upstairs to see the owner. And do you know what he said? He said to me, "Briar, I see a spark of greatness in you. Take your desires and make them your art." There was something just haunting about him. I felt like I'd been touched by some sort of enlightened being. And what's that look for? Oh, you noticed the straight razor in my top pocket. Tell me, do you like it? It was actually a gift from the owner. 12-carat silver. The design forged into the blade is the most intricate I've seen. Why not get acquainted with it at some point? I'd love to show you it over a drink. Well, that is an idea. Why not go for a drink with me in the cocktail lounge? You can tell me about yourself. I would love to hear every little detail. Like your name, for example. I asked, but you never answered. That doesn't matter, though. You can tell me later. But please know, I would absolutely love to hear it. So, why not finish unpacking, change into something nice, head downstairs and wait for me. I need to change my shirt and start soaking this one in bleach. If I find you interesting enough, we might even swing by the restaurant after. The food on the menu here is truly delectable. If I find you interesting enough, we may even go to the restaurant after. Enjoy some of the delectable food available to us here. I'm a friend of the owner, you see, so I'll make sure we are treated correctly. But I am getting a touch ahead of myself, though. Though, if you don't mind my asking, how do you keep your hair in such fine condition? It's very rare to find such an unconventional beauty. Now, finish unpacking and get yourself ready. I'll meet you downstairs in 20 minutes. And the hunt begins anew.